said no, just because they're a silly goose.
All right.
I like the way these dice get caught up in the top.
Silly
of the
goose.
stack, you know?
Silly goose. All right. Players are in the chairs. Todd Obadal, who just saw John O'Hagan, they're shaking hands. This match is over. I'm kidding. It's just starting.
21.
And 2-1 for Todd. Let's see if he slots the 5 like a big boy. He does. And we're off. John 6-2. And Todd is, what is that? He's getting ready, getting back in the game, shaking it up, throwing it out. Double threes is massive. He's going to make the 5 and probably hit. That was a good start for him. John hoping to throw 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 4, 3, 5, 2. Double twos would be lovely for him. Did I just say double twos would be lovely for him? They are indeed. Stepping up, doesn't want to make the 11 point, is concerned about getting trapped behind that prime. Should Todd throw that?
Good comeback he had against Steve there.
That's a big boy play to have that vision to get up there, and now a 3 gives him a lovely anchor.
Oh.
And then I left the double shot. He hit both.
Unless it's 6-3, in which case you got to wonder about it.
He cubed me back.
6-5. Step out. Maybe come all the way around to keep the builder. Give him the extra builder. Yep. Give him better priming structure if he can avoid being hit with fly shots here. Like 6-1, 6-2, 6-3, 6-4. Wow, that's a lot of numbers. 4-3, 5-2. He's counting them up now. Double 4s. That's quite a lot. He probably doesn't want all those.
14. All I can do is
And yeah, decides to clean stuff up a little. And this way, just 3s hit. The other way was a lot of fly shots. But the upside probably would have been big, as he would have gotten to make his 5 point or 7 point.
there. I'll do this.
And does just that. Yeah, a lot of fly shots in the outfield. But if getting missed is super strong. Double 6s is a big roll. Some options, but he's going to hit and close, get a 4-point board going, and then hope John dances, and he might have a cube if he does, because of all the fly shots in the outfield. But he doesn't, so we'll see what happens. Top 4-3, can't hit, can't anchor. Not his best roll. I'm just going to keep it on the safe side. John 6-2, safety that checker, and he's got his game plan going now. I believe we are what Mark Osen would call a defined state position. Todd with the solid golden point, has both 5 points, so even though he's still back, he's feeling, I would think, pretty good about this. This starts to become all about the race. And Todd is very much up in the race, unless I had a brain hemorrhage. And because of that, he's just going to run off the anchor that he just made and loves so much, because the other option leaves a shot in the outfield with no returns. And 3-1 is just what John wanted. And double 6 can't get in, and now John might flip the cube. I don't know. The race, maybe he wants to gain an extra pip or close 7 point. Let's see. Yeah, John's still down in the race, so it is a little dangerous to cube at this point. even though he has the checker trap back there. And 6-4. He could do that and risk the 6 shots that hit him. He could have played it safe coming inside. But the thing is, if he doesn't get hit right now he can probably cube with the threat of closing that out. And we'll see if he does that. Or he's going to wait to close it out or hit, which he does hit. And now he's feeling a lot stronger about this. This seems fairly strong. He's now up in the race. He's threatening to keep him closed out. Yep, there it goes. And Todd has not a lot going for him, other than he only has a blot. Todd, in order to win this, really needs a lot to happen, and none of which probably will, which is why he dropped it. All right, 1-0. This match to 9 points. 9-point match, BMAB round 5. PR very much matters to these players, since that's what the BMAB is all about, is getting your PR and rating. Obviously, they want to win and cash, but they also want to perform well, as it directly affects their rating. 6-1's a great start.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 3.5 hour drive.
For 1, John's going to split to try and escape, make something happen against the priming structure. Good, both players looking to prime the other at this point. No big blitzes, both of them very strong. If John rails the 4-1, we'll be fairly even. That is also going to do it. Steps up, safety's up. You can see a little daylight with one of his back checkers. 3-1. Todd might step up as well to see daylight. He could also hit on the 3-point. Does have 10 checkers down there in the zone. This gives him a very good priming structure. We're staying with the prime versus prime. Nobody really wants to give up ground in the race yet. 6-2 anchors up beautifully. And now Todd would also love to anchor up at 3-2. 2-1 would be great. The 2-1 might compete with the 4-point, which he's going to make anyway. No hesitation, doesn't even think about a double hit, just comes down. He is just priming, he's not attacking. An early cue by Todd. That is a big boy cube. Must be because of the blot there. And obviously a solid 5-point prime, but still having 2 checkers trap back there is kind of risky. Both players with their armies disconnected. John came in with a 3. He's got a 4 to play. It's really, does he want to hit or does he want to slot the 4? Plotting it is. Big roll here from Todd. 3-4 is excellent for him. We'll hit and continue the pain. And now we see why the cube came into play. He has a dominating position, could close out the ace and deuce point or just jump out and come around, but that's really not his best role. This is a decision here. I imagine he's going to make the deuce point for sure. I guess the question is, do you make the deuce and ace or make the deuce with all three checkers and leave very little counterplay? Which it looks like he's thinking about that one. Now dances double four, and now that double by Todd seems even stronger. And now gets to step up so he can jump out, bring in a checker to have more checkers on bearing down on the ace point should John enter. Enter on the ace, that is, I should have said. Now, Todd looking to get those checkers around before John could jump out. 6-1. 6 certainly comes out. And now the question is, do you want to split them to give you some flexibility at the cost of leaving 6-5 double 6? He's given him the 3 shots. Even if he does get the fly shot, he's going to have the return blot on the 3-point. Double 3s makes his board super strong. Five, 4 is solid. The quick reaction knee-jerk plays to come down and make the 10-point, but you could also just bring one checker in. And that's one less thing you have to worry about. But this, of course, leaves no danger whatsoever, especially it's not going to be hard to clear the 10-point. That's a pretty good roll for John. Gets an extra checker in play. Block 4 is beautiful. Continues to clean up for Todd. Not the devastating gammonish destruction we saw against Steve Sachs right now, but certainly in a very good position. Doesn't want the 6-4, no, 6-6. That is an excellent roll. Making it look easy. 6-5, John's coming around. Not too much gammon danger for John. Just kind of waiting for Todd to maybe leave a shot. Or 1. Could bring both checkers in, which would minimize gammon chances. Which he does. 4-1-2 off. Oh, Novi, Michigan. Novi is the tournament. I'm very sorry. No, I will not be, unfortunately, at the Michigan tournament. I am nowhere near Michigan. I'm currently upstate New York. And we'll be going out to Connecticut for 4th of July weekend. Five, 3 for John. There's some shot leaving numbers here. This could turn around. 6-1, 6-3, 5-1, 5-3. Maybe some others I'm not seeing. 4, no, 4-3 doesn't do it, but leaves it awkward. 6-2 does not. That is a wonderful roll for Todd, but also recognizes that the next could leave some shots, but not enough shots. He's got 8 checkers left, and we were saying earlier on the other stream, somewhere I heard, when you're down to 8, evacuate. And I don't know how legit that saying is, but it's a pretty good saying, I think. Gammon, and it's going to be 2-1, 7 away, 8 away.
I think that's Jet. 1-2.
All right, all right. So yes, unfortunately, I will not be at the tournament. It's quite possible my next tournament won't be until Boston in late October. I may be able to, if I am super fortunate, be able to go to England for the big team challenge and individual tournament there. That is certainly on my radar, as I will be in Europe. As I said, in Spain in mid-August. So I'm hoping by late August, maybe I'll pop up to England, since I'm going to be on that side of the pond. Other than that, yeah, it's possibly not till Boston. Two's gonna hit and down. 2-1. Lots to go. Oh, die is cocked. Reroll. Three doesn't really want to step up to the 5 point. That's a lot of ammunition bearing down on his face. And is going to hang back on defense. That would have pointed on him had he actually stepped up. That's a split the back checkers. Not too scared of the 9 checkers in the stacks yet. Now he is. Now those stacks become stronger board. And 3-1. Bit of a choice. Do that and just try and move your anchor up. I suppose he briefly entertained hitting on the 3, but he's so outboarded and really doesn't want to continue being trapped back there. 6-4 is pretty big. He will jump out and hit and continue the attack. And now a dance. This is certainly a double or anything too good. And I can't see this being taken. No, pretty much an insta pass. And we're tied at 2-2. And we have a 7-point match. Everyone knows what a 7-point match is like. It's like a 9-point match, but different. Quickly moving on, 5-1. 5-1, 5-1. It's 2-2. It is always impressive to see the BMAB results come out and just consistently see these amazing players playing amazingly. Time after time. 4-1. Doesn't want the double hit. It's a little cavalier, but I imagine many people would have made that. What the right moves there. Guess that's book knowledge, knowing when to do the 4-1 double hit, when not to. 5-4 is excellent. He will want to make the 20 point, which we like. John 5-2 gets the outfield hit, sends him back crying.
You want me to put it like here?
4-2, come in and hit, trying to keep John's back checkers back there, trying to get a point or 2 made. And now John has the added pressure of covering that blot on the 3-point. This accomplishes really nothing. He could cover the blot, but then only at the cost of leaving a double shot and breaking his bar point. So a less than ideal play. Let's move up. Either player with a terrible advantage, I think. 6-3 could, you have choices. You could double hit, but probably just make the 3-point. But yeah, double hit, super strong. 10 checkers in the zone. Let's get it going. John has no board. Double tiger with a growl. Three and two. He would love to hit and cover the 5 point. He can't do both. So it's going to be one or the other. And he's going to walk away with both 5 points, which is always strong. I think having both 5 points immediately gives you a certain percentage of victory statistically. Or one, he can hit, which he will do. Three one, he can get hit back, which he will be. 1-6. It's shaping up to be a weird one. Kind of might slowly shift to outfield control. Neither player with any kind of dominant blitzing going on. 6-5. Would love to come out and anchor up on the 16 point, but then the problem is the 5. He doesn't really have an amazing 5, but he doesn't really have a better 6. So the 5 is just going to be a tempo hit on the ace. And hope that Todd can't do anything terribly sexy. He hits back on the ace, but that's not that big a deal. His 6 will also play awkwardly. Possibly just jump out to the outfield to get more control, put some pressure on John's strip points, or do this and bring it down and get an extra builder for the 4 point, 7 point, 9 point. But more this 4 point, I would think, so he doesn't break his mid. X3. Options. Probably really tempted to hit on the 4 point. Could also double hit. He's running out of ammunition, though. He only has 8 checkers in the zone. Obviously, he's not too worried about getting hit. If he gets hit, sent back, he can just probably make a double anchor. I'm sure he would love to enter with something end of 2 to make his 4 point. Which he doesn't. Not the best 6. He's either jumping into the outfield with the 20 or 21. 20 it is. Keeping a lot of good defense in John's board. 4-1. That could hit 2. John with his own double tiger, his own claws. These players got claws. The Santa Claus. 4-5 from John is a weird one. I don't know. Maybe I guess he would want to make his 4 point. That seems the most constructive. And then with the 5, you could safety a checker or even come in and hit loose, or do that. Yeah, I mean, you have the 16 point, the midpoint becomes less valuable, certainly, and having a broken 4' is nice. Three 4 does not get the hit on the 13. Continuing, doing the old 6 checker blitz. Mostly just probably tempo hit to take away one of John's rolls. John dances on the 2-point board. That's pretty big. It gives Todd a little chance to do something more. Not sure what that something more would be. He could step up to the 22-point for his second anchor, which would be at the edge of the prime. That looks pretty tasty. But he is a hitting man. I'm a hitting man. I want to hit. Not sitting back on his laurels. Love to get his 4-point made as well. Can't do it, but he could make the 2 just to have a solid board, but then there's really not a great 5. Very weird position. He's got a lot of blots laying around the board. That's a very, very weird position. Giving up his midpoint, disconnecting everything. It's going to come in and who knows what at this point, I don't know what they're doing. I would think you'd want to safety up a checker, either the one on the 3-point or the 13-point. But who knows? Yeah, there's that one. This is definitely an odd one. Todd having the 2-point, it's almost like he has a blitzing position, but he only has 8 checkers in the zone, and obviously all the checkers trap back, so he's not really in the position to blitz. And as far as some weird back game going, having the 2-point is not what you want at all in general. Three, 2, make the anchor. Playing it safe. Someone's got to crack. Todd only has the 1 spare checker to play with. And the 5 really doesn't play well at all, except with that spare checker. John has plenty of timing with the outfield checkers. Oh, a little less timing now. That's not really what he wanted. And now he's going to have an even harder time, unless he hits that blot back in Todd's home board. He's going to have a harder time escaping those back checkers, especially while Todd occupies 3 points in his board. So it is kind of turning into some sort of triple anchor back game thing. Neither player really has a fantastic structure, I think. So let's see what they make of it. Double 1s. Yeah, I guess it's yeah. Who knows? It's either make the 4-point and come up, or just bring 2 in and leave the 4-point open for whatever that accomplishes. Oh, he's trying to get weird with it. This is a weird one. I'd be curious to say what XG has to say about all of this nonsense. This is definitely a weird game. I'm not sure why Todd wouldn't have wanted to make the 4-point and risk being hit. Even if he gets hit, he just gets sent back and gets some timing with this weird back game. But his timing is This is a weird one. This is beyond my pay grade. I don't know what to say anymore. Just weird. Start sucking my thumb and staring at the screen soon. What is going on? Oh, it's 6-5. Yeah, it's time to go with one of them. One of those anchors. It's going to be the back one.
Okay. Thank you. Huh? Yeah.
And the air 3-4. See if he, I think he wants to play with 2 blots, but maybe at this point he doesn't mind the extra timing if he gets hit. But yeah, doesn't really want that. Imagine we're starting to maybe creep into cube territory, but this is definitely odd. I don't know, maybe if you're a grandmaster, this is run of the mill. To me, I can't really think of reference position stuff for this one. John has the 1 to play. It's getting kind of hypergammonish, probably counting out all the rolls, all the shots and returns. I assume he's trying to think of whether he wants to step up to the 18 or the 14, or maybe do something wild like split the 11 point, maybe to make it easier to clear. I don't know. 18, there you go. Seems logical. That way, if you get hit, you're getting hit on a point that your opponent doesn't want to make yet. 2 will come in. That's the good news. And he's nice and safe. Pressure on John to tidy up, which he certainly can do. Yeah, we're going to that middle game standoff action where blunders loom large. Seems like sliding the 6 point. Could be reasonable with the 2, or step out. I have entered the twilight zone. I don't know what is going on anymore. This creates more contact, certainly on rolls like this. Or does it create more contact? I think the other way might have even had more fly shots. Now 5s and 3s are duplicated. Gets neither of them. And now it's double time. John says, enough of this absolute insanity. Get me onto a normal game. But it could be a take. Todd has both anchors. John still has to come in, come around to get in. The problem is really, I think Todd's home board is not ideal. His timing is not very good, unless he can get in and bring those other checkers around and make them work for him. Having the 2 point there and not having a 6 point is kind of weak, I would think. Or I could be completely wrong. But that would argue against taking this. But he has time to clean it up a little bit as well. If he can get in and wait a roll or 2 and get a checker or 2 around, remake the 6 point, he might have something going. And he clearly thinks he does. And he's going to take it. And this is going to turn into an interesting, weird thing. John brings those around quickly. And if Todd can dance for a roll or 2, John could be in a very strong position. And yeah, that's going to clean it up beautifully. Only 4 shots here. 3-6, 5-6 will hit. I'm sorry, double threes as well. 5-6 gets it. Oh, this could be the beginning of something remarkable. John would love to come in and hit back and just be done with this nonsense. 6-2, 2-6 from the bar. He does it. Gets out, hits. Ray Fogerlin would be so proud of you. 2-1 dances. Wow. Had a chance, lost the chance. And now John just punishing him, putting him back. But he still has the 2 points. And so it's not always going to be super easy for John to finish this up. Unless he just starts rolling like that. Although one more of those would certainly leave a shot. This is a big roll. He's got some shot leaving numbers here. I can't see what that is. Double 4s, it looks like. That's going to leave a shot, kind of a double shot. More than that. Any 4, 6-1, 3-1, 5-1. 4-3 gets the hit. And here comes the pain. But yeah, now, like we said, his board is so broken that it's going to be very difficult, at least at the moment. He's certainly got plenty of checkers in the outfield, plenty of outfield control. And he's a long way away from getting a second checker up on the roof. Ooh, double 6s. Nice decision. He could hit loose on the 3-point. This is where we get into the containment strategy. Do you go for the hit, or do you just flood the outfield with checkers, knowing you're going to get more hitting opportunities, and slowly be patient and push him back? John's looking to hit him right away. I'm sorry, Todd's looking to hit John right away. And John doesn't even have any checkers off. Oh, he does have checkers off. I'm sorry. Of course he does. So there's no gammons. Oof, Todd dances on the 2-point board. Wow, that was huge. John, however, can't get a hit back. He would have loved to have put 2 on the roof right there. Plays the 1 to avoid extra hits with 6s. Todd, this is kind of a must-hit situation. He does hit. And now really somehow wants to remake a 6-point, or at the very least a 7-point, to give him a fighting chance of containing. And that's just not happening. Next couple rolls will be an important sequence. Oh, he will hit back immediately. Jump out just to have maximum coverage. It's going to be really hard for John to escape that checker at this point. At least immediately. And it's going to be a slow, painful process for John as Todd tries to beat him back into submission. That does not hit at all. It does cover the 7-point if he wants it to. Seems fairly important. And then he's gonna make a random point blocking double 6s. Or it's not random, he's blocking double 6s. Very smart, obviously. Double 5s, however. 4-1 can't, slowly but surely. John is exposing another checker on the 2-point. Very slowly. It's almost certainly looking as whether or not he wants to hit on the 3-point. Or do something else creative in the outfield. Probably checking big doubles, big numbers to see how John could escape. Obviously hit some double sixes would save John, which is blocked right now. Can't block double fives. You can't, yeah. Very tricky. He's going to start making outfield points. Sometimes the goal with making outfield points, my understanding is that, you know, you leave your opponent some bad numbers where they throw something and a 1 and are forced to move more checkers off the 2 point. And it's 6-4. He's going to have a quadruple shot back at him. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking the other way. I don't know what's going on. I thought that was John's roll. It's getting late. So yeah, 6-4. Again, a lot of options. So this is almost something like you could make the 10 point and then a number like 6-1 forces John to take another checker off the 2 point, which looks like he's going to do. 6-2, however, does not, but it does leave him a lot of returns. It's going to be 4s, 5s, and 6s. It's pretty much every number except 2-1, I think. Go insta hit. And now the possibility is inching up there. Six-2. Going out again. 2s, 3s, and 6s, which is a lot of numbers, not all of them. That's a 6. Now, if John dances, Todd has a much better chance of making that 6 point again. Oh, 6-4 keeps him frozen back there. Obviously hitting if possible. 2-1, big roll. Definitely something he wanted. Looks like John has 6 checkers off, is that right? Three-one, beautiful, and now Broken Prime, still very formidable. We could be looking at a recue somewhat soon. I think he needs the closeout first, I would imagine, or a second checker. I would think. I don't know, maybe now, but no. Even if he had him with a closed out board on the roof with 6 checkers off, he still can't recube, I think. So now just keeping outfield controls should John jump out with a 2-5, 2-6. He's got lots of numbers bearing down on him. Doesn't jump out. And Todd would love for John to roll a couple of 1s so he can pick up another checker. 5-4. That could block the 9 point, yep, which is 6 away from the 3 point, which is what you want. John not throwing a 2 or a 1. And little by little, Todd is creeping up on successfully pulling this off. That's it. That's the closeout. So now it's really just a question of he's going to go fishing. There's one of the ones. He's going to try going fishing to pick up the second checker. Oh, he's not even going to wait. He's doing it now. That might be a little early, which is why John scooped it up. But if he can... Yeah, do you close him out now? You really kind of want the extra checker. Doesn't even bother hitting loose. He just wants him to roll a 1. Doesn't even want to go fishing yet. And now, that is not the roll Todd wanted. He's got to leave him a means of escape. he does get to pull off the checker, and John's looking for the famous, dare I say it out loud, 1-6. He gets the famous 1-6. Unbelievable. It is not, it is famous for a reason. Oh, unbelievable. And do we get, John needs to escape that back checker first, and absolutely does. And he could either, this is too good now. Wow, you can play on a couple of rolls for the gammon. What a sequence. Oh, that double 5 leaving the shot. It doesn't even hit the playing surface. John just presents the cube. This is what the cube looks like. Wow. Wow. Todd just got the backgammon screws put to him, but that was only after John had the backgammon screws put to him. He was about to get off. What a weird game. What an incredibly weird game. It's just, I don't even know how you classify that one. That is definitely a weird one. Worth watching again. Unbelievable turnarounds and the slow, methodic trying to contain him and getting the containment. And then, I don't know, there's definitely a weird choice in there. Let me know what you think if anyone is watching with computers, software as well. Didn't go fishing, didn't close him out, and then had the double 5s, leaving the 1-6, the famous 1-6. Wow. And that, yeah, take a break after that one. Take a break. Oh my God. I'm exhausted just thinking about that one. Let's see, Dice Man, 171 error to take that cube. Well, it worked out for him. That's wild. John O'Hagan making a 171 error, taking the recube, and just flips it around 2 rolls later. Oh, wait, and now you're saying big take? Which error? I'm confused now. 171 error to take that cube, but then you're saying big take. Please explain, Dice Man. What do you mean? What do you mean, Dice Man? Or 171 error to give that cube. Is that what you meant? Or big pass. Please confirm. Please confirm. Please confirm. 1 off. I don't know what that means. Dice Man explained. Dice Man explained. 6-1 off the bar. Oh yeah, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. I'm more curious to know about the checker plays that Todd did immediately following that. If there was big pass, okay. If there was some reasoning behind him, either A, not closing him out, which I understand, and B, not going fishing. He could have hit him loose with a 5 on the ace point, which seemed like standard textbook, hitting him there and recirculating, waiting for him to roll the 1, trying to get another 1. Maybe he didn't hit him hoping he would roll the 1 right away. And then he can hit with the 4, 5, 6. But yeah, Dice Man says that was a big pass by John O'Hagan. Dimitri said no recube after the 6-1. He did recube him. Not immediately. He waited 1 more roll. He threw the double 4s to escape, and then it was a no-brainer big pass after that. But yeah, he didn't recube him the immediate roll. He gave it 1 more roll. But yeah, what a crazy game. That might have easily been the craziest game I've seen all day. Maybe even all month. But certainly all day. That was wild. That's another one. I would love to run that through XG and simultaneously have Mochi sitting next to me to explain everything. Because that's a weird one. Definitely a weird one. These players are incredible, but it's late. It's late in the day. Who knows how exhausted they are? I know they've played at least 5 rounds, maybe 6 rounds of backgammon today since the morning time. They've been going probably for 12 hours, as have we. And at that point, even the best players are prone to doing some weird things. Not that they did. Maybe they played perfectly. I don't know. Just seemed weird to me, but I am weird. 249 error to not redouble after the 6-1. There you go. to not redouble immediately. So clearly, players getting a little tired, making the cube decisions pretty quickly. That also ate up a lot of time on their clocks. I can't see exactly. Looks like 9 minutes and 12 minutes, which is still plenty of time. But especially for Todd, 9 minutes, if this gets drawn out to a longer match, maybe that could tick it down. But yeah, what a weird game. Especially that kind of position, that's just got to be taxing on your brain. Those hypergammon positions, containment games, really calculating every dice combination and counter shots, counter hits, and it's got to be tiring. It wouldn't surprise me if both of these players, for their 5-minute break, just went out to the lobby and they're taking a quick nap on the couch. That's what I would try to do. A 5-minute break, you got it. I'm gonna go take a 2-minute power nap. Just to rest your brain. Todd was a favorite after the 5-5. Oh, certainly. The 1-6 was a super joker. He was still a massive favorite after the 5-5. Again, I'm wondering about the checker plays right before that, if it was an error to not close him out or not hit loose on the ace. If anyone's got that going. But yeah, the 1-6, super joker, incredible. The cube from John was a big pass. You must be talking about the initial cube. Yes, the initial cube when Todd had the 3 and 5 points, 2-point game. Yeah, that seemed like a risky take. Certainly, but obviously there was a lot going on. That was right before John threw the double sixes to follow it up. The redouble from Todd was a big take for John, you're saying?
All right, 6-2. Yeah.
Does that conflict with it? Yeah.
6.
All right, well, we're back. That's all gone now. That's in short-term memory. Then John missed a big redouble after the 6-1. Yes, we got that. You said it was about a 250 error. Not to recube. Yeah, what a crazy match. John came out on top. He is now ahead 3 away, a lot away, 7 away, which, as we've discussed, means he will be hesitant to give a cube. Let's see if I've learned anything. Until it's in a racing position or possibly a not very gammonish position. If Jerry Tanzi taught me well. And if he didn't teach me well, I can go back and watch the stream from this morning where he talked about that a lot. 6-3 from Todd. He's thinking about running. But he's also thinking about maybe making the 10-point or running that way. He's going to run. He's running. He's a running man. John 3-2. He's going to hit. Could have anchored up quickly, but wants to send him back home. And put more pressure on the 5 and 7 points. Make that. Excuse me. Double threes is a huge roll from Todd. And the question, as always, is what to do with it. So like that. Not a great position, but certainly strong to hit him and cover. And get a lot of points going in his board. The recube to 4, apparently, it was a 158 error. Okay, so that's more what I thought. I thought it was a little too soon. Or 1 double hit, double tiger. Could have also made the 9-point, but that would have been stripping his mid, and that would have been silly. So double hit is pretty good. Both players clearly, as we've seen, getting fatigued. They might be a little on tilt. Todd being behind the match, going to ship a cube right now. And John's snapping it up. Todd definitely needs to perform a little bit. 6-1 is huge. He can hit and cover, and now he has 2 in the air. And that is exactly what he wanted. He would love to get the gammon and tie this up. John dances on the 3-point board. Todd can bring down more builders or solidify his back checkers. I mean, usually when you have 2 on the bar, you want to bring down as many builders as possible. He could do a little bit of both, which is what he's doing. A little from column A, a little from column B. John would love some doubles right now of the 2, 3, 5 variety. That's also nice. He's psyched to get in 2. Todd dreaming of smashing him on the 5-point. Oh, he's going to probably hit 2 there and keep the attack going.
He's over here.
He's got 12 checkers in the zone. He definitely has a huge blitz going. But this would also leave 6 blots around the board, which is nothing to shake a stick at. So if John can start hitting, he is not going to stop hitting. See what he does. 6-2 only gets 1 in. Todd's still looking good. Five forward. He covered 3 or make the 5-point. He's covering the 3 at the moment. And hitting 2. He's got nothing to cover the blot on the 2 with, though. Directly. Or to return hit. Big roll for Todd. He really needs to get in on this weak 2-point board and make something happen. That'll help. He'll bring down a checker to hopefully make the 5-point now. Little dancage. Oh, and that is perfect. That is exactly what he wanted. That certainly went Todd's way. Dance from John. Todd now just needing the numbers to cooperate to make this happen. He's probably going to hit loose on the deuce, even though he has nothing to cover. Definitely wants the closeout. Definitely wants the gammon. And John's not having it. Not having it. I'm John O'Hagan. I am Yoda. I can throw 2s on will. At will. Not on will. The 1 comes in. We're going to shift and keep 2 in the air. Dancing. I just want to get those back checkers around and working for you now, says Todd. That'll help a little bit. Yeah, the temptation is just to get that checker out to the 13 to help it, but you really want to get those back checkers up a little bit. You know, I would think usually you close out and then worry about the back checkers later, but gets a little dicey. This seems logical, like the human play. And John gets 1 of the 3s in. I think Todd is hitting with any 6. He doesn't get any 6. Crazy banana split? People? Who wants the crazy banana split? 1 is the choice. He's just going to solidify and protect against the worst here. Doesn't come in. Would love to hit again. Would love double 5s. 6 4s, all right. Race to see who can close it out or get the anchor on the 3-point. John's going to get another shot at it. 3 here is massive for him. Nope. 2 definitely going to hit. Bring up the extra builder. I would think. Maybe he's thinking of jumping out a little. I don't know why you wouldn't move up to the 9 to give yourself 5s and 6s to cover. I guess he's concerned about double 4s, certainly, or even double 3s are all right, but double 4s are not too great. And by not too great, I mean absolutely horrible. That was almost it. Good Lord. And now he definitely wants to cover with the 6, but that means the 4 has to come in, and if he doesn't produce a 2, 5, or 6 on the next roll, he's crunching. But I think the odds are good enough, and this is just too juicy.
No, he just gave us the clock to use. Okay.
And there's that. Six one running all the way. And John's developed the finger by the button posture that we all hate. 2-1's all right. He can still play the 1 inside his home board, or just come down with the other one, but jumping out's better, gives him better numbers. Five three. All right, this is looking more and more problem-free. I don't want to jinx anything, but Todd seems to have made it work. Very good playing. Three comes in, perfectly wonderful bear off position. Looking for the gammon, we could be at 6-6 very shortly. We have really had some amazing matches today. We only had one total blowout. I'm not going to say who that was in case you want to go back and watch it later. We had one 9-0 blowout. Other than that, the matches have been pretty amazing. 3-1. Doesn't want to clear from the rear. That would leave an awkward structure with the extra blot on the back point. So this is better. Ooh, Todd doesn't want to see that number from him. That's what he wants. And now he does have that awkward structure that we talked about. He's got a lot of bad numbers next roll. 6-5, 6-4, 6-3, 5-4, 5-3, a lot of doubles. Just a lot of bad numbers. That is one of them. And the question is, which one? I would think just clear from the rear, but maybe there's something else going on here. You can pull off the extra checker, which leaves you an even number of checkers. And that extra checker off could help in the long run. It's also a question of how many bad rolls do you have next roll if John should dance right now. Doesn't dance, he's just going to run to try and maintain his lead now. Is looking unlikely unless he can. Oh, now it's looking impossible. Yeah, maybe there's still going to roll to get a decision, but it's done. We are now at 3-away, 3-away. Last round of the BMAB. I know John lost in the first round, so I'm not sure what their records are. Four, 3 to start. John rethinking that. You know what? I don't want the higher gammon opening play. Usually 2 down is a little more gammon go-ish. 6-3 probably. Oh, he's not hitting on the 4-point. Oh, maybe he is. Just thinking about jumping over that structure, but I don't know. Standard 6-3, I would think you just come on down, hit on the 4-point. But he's not having it. Maybe this is a certain sequence where you do a split like that, 4-3, where you don't. It's kind of a good thing he didn't. Five, 4, that's excellent. Todd gets to jump out, full freedom, but John certainly has a much stronger structure in his home board. Double sixes is absolutely incredible for Todd. He may even have a pointless double after this. John can safety up one of them. He's still he's still far behind in the race, especially after those double sixes. So doesn't necessarily lead to a running, but there's really no other wonderful play. So yeah, there's that, and there's the cube, aforementioned double, and there's the immediate pass. Yeah, John's down in the race. He's got the checker trapped. Not a lot of chance. All right, 2 away, 3 away. John's going to be very aggressive with this cube. As soon as he can see any kind of blood in the water. And yes, as it says in the chat, join us tomorrow at 11 a.m. again, please, for the Masters Jackpot. More great commentary. Thank you. On both streams. Peter makes a good point, saying he should have stayed back one more roll to get one more decision. That is a pro-level thinking in terms of PR decisions. Hanging back, getting one more roll, slightly lowering your PR, as it does matter in the BMAB. And now double sixes is gonna be a weird position for Todd. Maybe this is a big boy cube after this. I don't know. Only because of the weird, awkward structure, and Todd still is trapped back there. John doesn't really have a priming structure, but it's still really weird. I guess he would love to hit that checker first or jump out, but he's changing it into a priming structure, that's for sure. Three, 1. He might want to make the 3-point and just keep it all pure and sexy. I don't know, maybe he's thinking about hitting. Maybe he's thinking about just making the 4-point. Also hitting as a tempo hit to try and not let John make his 5-point is a very good reason to do that. But now John might have that cube that we talked about. Even if he dances, Todd has a broken board here. This is a very tricky position. And this is certainly the one you take your time with. Now you got to start thinking, what would Todd do if John doubles him? And I sure as hell don't know, which might make it a good cube. Or it might mean I have to study doubling cubes more, which I definitely do. There's the double. There's the take. Didn't think about it too much. Ooh, a dance is big. Todd would love to close that out and maybe step up. Or that, a double hit. Having two on the roof. And now John definitely wants to hit. Or come in with big doubles. Ooh. Dances again on the 3-point board. The dice have just gone Todd's way the last couple of rolls. 5-4, he gets to close out the ace. And then maybe even step up. I suppose he could have also brought one down to have an extra builder. But he doesn't need the gammon. He just needs to win. Oh, yeah, he paused for a second. He was going to get that checker and then realized he can make his 3-point. Yeah, you can always get that other checker later. $28 numbers hit, 27 numbers hit now. That's not one of them. Yeah, again, doesn't even really need the third checker. Just needs to win. Oh. Low pressure. Would love a 3-4-6 combo. Probably hit loose either way. There's the 3. Hitting outside. I would think maybe like a hit and lift. Just to keep them in the air, keep your winning chances solid. Very little to worry about after a hit and lift. Hit him in the outfield, he can come in with the 4, anchor up. Yep. John trying to stay alive. Anything can happen, as we all very well know. 6-4 looks like, and that's the closeout. So, you know, barring a double 5 right now. Oh, that's not it. All right, John's waiting for the backgammon miracle to happen. This could be it. Todd Obadal trying to run home with it. But of course, we know still anything can happen. It's not over till it's over. Not the best number, but not the worst. That's actually quite good. That might be his best. He gets to clear everything up. No bad numbers whatsoever. Like 6-1-5-1 wouldn't be the best, given an awkward structure, but he's feeling really good about this. At this point, just clearing from the rear. John wants to dance big time, obviously, and does. And Todd big doubles could leave a shot. Little doubles will not. He will probably just clear everything from the rear, take one off, be super safe. And boom, this match is on the verge of being over. If he comes in, it
All right,
is.
Todd, well
He
done.
does. There's the handshake. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations. Todd Obadal has been on a tear. He beat up Steve Sachs. He beat up John O'Hagan. And that is nothing to sneeze at. Thanks for joining us. I don't think we're doing another stream. Again, join us tomorrow at 11 a.m. for more streaming action. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for playing backgammon. Thank you, everyone, for having me. This is Josh Isaac, I think, signing off. Of course, if they tell me to stay and do more, I would stay and do more. But I think it's bitty guy time to dream of gammons and double sixes in Candyland, in Backgammon Candyland. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I will keep chatting until they just cut the mic off or tell me to go away.